Welcome to You, Me, and Sicily. We're going to take you to Taormina for a fantastic lunch with a spectacular view, listen to a little bit of music in the piazza, and then take you to an Etna vineyard to meet a 13-year-old wine prodigy that's going to knock you off your seat.
She's talking about a lunch. I'm talking about an elegant hotel, one of 3 5-star hotels in Taormina. This is the Hotel Tomeo. It's right on the way to the ancient theater, the Roman Greek theater. It's on the right-hand side. The appointments are unbelievable of just the furnishings that you're going to see. The food is absolutely elegant amongst a setting that'll just be eye-popping.
All right, so let's take them there.
All right, let's go.
We're at the Hotel Tomeo, right next to the Greek theater. And cast your eyes on this view. Imagine staying here, having lunch here. Bruschetta with burrata from Ragusa. Very unusual. How's this for an antipasta? Comes with honey and jelly. Ching ching! Having a macchiato with this view.
Questo qui è ennese.
Ennese, so
Okay.
it's from Enna. Formaggio parmigiano.
Parmigiano. This one.
Parmigiano.
Questo qui è il primo sale.
Primo sale.
Primo sale, okay.
That's a Sicilian cheese.
With pistachio,
Sì.
fronte, and crudo,
Raw ham.
and pancetta.
You know what this is? Spigola.
Spigola is
Spigola, sea bass with salt. And that's how it's baked.
catching of the day.
Catch of the day was caught today. That looks fantastic. Now let's watch him as he takes apart the fish nice and slowly. It's like butter. Come burro.
Come burro, yes, like a butter.
Calamari.
Andiamo.
And here's the pasta.
Fresh
And
maccherone pasta.
look at how beautiful
Homemade
this is.
one by one, prego.
Oh my gosh, smells delicious.
Acqua tu petri giovani, abbassano passata, a via per la Tariana, alla casa in casa, c'è il suo desiderio, di suggilato vita, ti vuoi fare insidare, ti vuoi maritare, si marita un rosa, salinge pippinella, e tu lasciai a scelta, ti voglio
Magnificent sunset here today.
have no time to regret. Keep this aching wet. Me and I try. That's why I get home.
And here it is at around 7:30 at night. There's Giardini Naxos. What'd you think of Taormina? It's terrible.
Favorite Italian city. I'm in love. It's our favorite. Taormina's lovely. So
That is a James Bond movie, right?
James Bond Road. That is
You know,
the
with the
best
cars
description
racing here.
I've ever heard of this road. So if you're new around here, you may not know that we do tours of Sicily, and we just finished up with a beautiful family, did a customized tour for them, and they loved Taormina so much. The two girls loved Taormina so much that they took the last day and went back there. Initially, they were thinking, okay, we're going to go to Malta. Well, in Sicily, why not hop over to Malta? And I said, girls, you'll be making a big mistake. There's so much to see in Sicily. You're only here 10 days. Explore another area. So they love the beaches. So I said, why don't you go to Fontana Bianco or San Lorenzo or Cefalù? So they decided Cefalù. And the day after Taormina, no, the night of Taormina, sitting in the piazza, they said, Esther, can we make another change? We want to come back here to Taormina. Whatever you think, yes, it's very touristy, but it is still one of the pearls of Europe.
There are bed and B's, what are those things called? B&B's there. There are 3-star hotels there. There are 4-star hotels there. And what you saw was an example of elegance. Now, talking about other elegant hotels there's the old, very beautiful, stately Excelsior Hotel over by the Porta Catania. This one over here, Tomeo, is at the closer to the Porta Messina, excuse me, than anything else. Down below, if you take the connecting tram called the Funivia, there's the elegant Hotel San Andrea, which I've stayed several times. So it depends on what your budget holds, but we figured that for you folks who haven't kind of like, hobnob with the highfalutin, you would like to see what the Tomeo looks like. It was a great, great place. Esther, I want to ask you a question. What's up with that fish that was cooked in like rock salt? I never saw that before. Baked in rock salt?
That is one of my favorite Sicilian dishes. So what they do is they take the spigola or orata, which is a sea bass or sea bream, or you can do it with another fish, any type of fish really, and you pack it in salt and then you slow bake it.
Rock salt. Not rock salt.
And literally,
coarse salt.
Coarse salt, yes. And literally, it comes off like butter. That is a very tender and delicious, one of my favorite fishes. Not that dish specifically, but orato sea bream.
It's about an
Those are
hour.
mine.
You put it in your oven for about an hour. The first time you try it, you probably screw it up. But then after that, for $5 worth of salt, you're going to have something that people will get to be. I mean, the bone looks like a skeleton by the time you're done with it.
Yeah.
You just pull that bone right out. Nothing gets stuck in your teeth. Am I
It
correct?
comes right off. I remember my friend Gabriella's husband, Andrea, went fishing. He caught a huge, huge fish, and they packed it. Didn't fit in the oven.
The other thing I wanted to comment about, is that normally on our tours, we bring people to Taormina during the daytime. That's when all the tour operators bring the people there. Very rarely do tour operators go at nighttime. What was the difference that you found between going to Taormina during the daytime
Well, we did
and
go
the
during-
ambiance at the nighttime?
Well, wait a second. We were there during the daytime. We
Right,
arrived
right.
around noon, walked around. I had my guide take her around. Of course, first we always stop in Giardini Naxos, where the Greeks first arrived in 734 BC, and I do the whole spill about the Greeks arriving and so forth, so they get a little perspective from Giardini Naxos and see Taormina up top. And then, we walk around. It's very fun. It does slow down during lunch, but at night, it's a completely different scenario. It's very lively. Once the lights go on, really, it's
Beautiful
golden.
lights.
But that is the same with a lot of the cities here in Sicily, and I would say Italy. From day to night, you get a different ambience, a different feel. And some places really turn into gold when the lights are on.
Well, here's the thing about Taormina, okay? Sometimes some people use the word magical. And I kind of like to use that word magical because the combination, and I've been there at night at the bazillion times, there's something very special about Taormina. I have a suggestion for you, though. Make sure that you have a high-definition camera when you go there.
Who doesn't nowadays?
Well, nowadays, even the cell
Everyone
phones
does.
have high-def cameras. But
Yeah.
my daughter, Jen, what she did when she came here last year, she took a bunch of pictures. And she found a couple of places online where you send the pictures. And then a couple of months later, for about $50, she's got big ones, about 24 inches by 36 inches, hanging.
Yeah, those are beautiful.
And she has a couple that was actually done on either charcoal or oil. They paint right over your pictures, right? That's where you want to have those high-end pictures taken from Taormina. And the Wonder Bar, that little bar that you saw,
That's where we had our evening drink, and that's where you saw, by the way, that magical sunset. The views from there, not only of the Bay of Giardini Naxos, but the Ionian Sea, and then the church over there. That's Piazza April 9th.
It's a great people Gawkin played, and it's the sine qua non, so to speak. In other words, the place to be if you're a part of the rich and beautiful, because all the movie stars who are in Taormina usually stop by the Wonder Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Because the paparazzi are there just to be seen. I know I have a problem. I have to kick away the paparazzi all the time.
has a story at the Wonder Bar with Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. They were sitting there in the Wonder Bar. Pepe is the owner because we interviewed him for one of the Taormina pieces I did many, many years ago. And he tells the story about the two lovebirds sitting there. They were sipping on almond wine, and Richard did something to piss her off, and she took the bottle of almond wine and cracked it over his head. So, I mean, Pepe has tons of these types of stories.
Audrey Hepburn used to hang around there. There's a lot of famous rock and roll singers. And by the way, if you like that type of stuff, I can recommend a restaurant that we go to called Labotte. Labotte. We bring our clients there.
Wait a sec. Not just that, but across from Labotte is the Bam Bar, one of the best granita places.
But wait a minute. Let me just talk to you about Labotte. When you go into Labotte, you'll see wall-to-wall 8x10 color photos of all the stars and politicians who come into Taormina. So if you want to have a little
and it's reasonably
feel,
priced.
Yeah,
it's Taormina, so it will be a little bit costlier, pricier than other areas, but it is reasonable, and the food is always great.
Taormina by day, or Taormina by night, all right, should be one of the highlights of your trip when you come here.
What did how do you pronounce it? Goethe used to say?
To have come to Sicily without having...
No. To have come to Italy and not having seen Sicily, it's like to not have visited Italy at all, because in Sicily lies the answers to all. Well, I say visiting Sicily, especially the East Coast, and not going to Taormina, is like not seeing Sicily at all. You might disagree with me. Leave me a comment. I know there will be some of you who are saying, no, it's too touristy. But when you take all that out, the sheer beauty and the historic importance, right? Because Taormina is located halfway between Messina and Catania. Historically was very important for trade. The Greeks, of course, after they arrived in Giardini Naxos, made their way up to Taormina very quickly. It was a fortress. You can still see the walls of fortification all over the city. And who can forget the amphitheater, one of the most important amphitheaters in Italy, with a beautiful view of Etna and the Ionian Sea. Ancient ingenuity was at work constructing that theater.
You know, I've been here, last thing I want to say about Taormina, I've been here so long that, and I eat so much Sicilian food, Esther, that when I go to Taormina, I'm jonesing for something good. So ask me what I'm jonesing for.
Well, there's no Crispelli there. There's plenty of arancini.
There's a place called Street
The
Food.
hot dog place.
There's a place, they have best hot dogs encased in the most delicious bread. So when I go there and she takes off with the group, I'm saying, oh, my leg is hurting me. I have a headache. I'll come up with some excuse. I'll sit down for 15 minutes and I'll chow down on two of the most delicious hot dogs that you've ever had in your life. Right next to the Bam Bar, you'll see a sign that says street food.
All right.
From the back. So that's
all right.
Taormina
so
is
now
magical.
Let's move to Terra Constantina, which is one of the vineyards that we go on Etna Day. And wait till you meet this 13-year-old prodigy, Elena. Why don't we take them there and then talk a little bit more about the vineyard and all of that?
Okay.
This place about 40 years ago, and he bought it because he only wanted his house. That's up there, and he wanted to make the wine for himself. Then, growing up, my father decided to producing wine, like not only for his friends but also for the commerce. And we were the first cellar that was in biological in the Etna, old Etna. So also today my father wanted to do this because he really cares about the earth. We don't use any chemicals. Nothing. Also, only zolfo. Here, all in the vineyard, we have Carigante, Catarratto, and also Minella. And we have Contrada Blandano Bianco and Contrada Blandano Rosso, that are wine and red.
Wow.
Yeah, if you want, you can taste it. It's ready for pick.
Etna is the Mama Etna.
Yeah, it's the mother of all the baby volcanoes. There are Monte Rosso, San Nicola, Monte Erice. There are a lot.
Lots of little Etna.
But they rebuilt it.
And there's the Palmento. That's where they stomped on the grapes since the Greek times here in Sicily. Of course, the European Union has now outlawed any wine that is sold from stomping to be sold commercially. Now I'm going to take you into the donkey house. Yes, this is where the donkey rested. And look at that old vine right there. Prickly pear. And take a look at this rosemary bush. Pretty impressive. Welcome to the past.
The palmento that's come from the Latin, from pavimento. Pavimento is the floor in Italian. So, this was the old cellar. Like they used to transform here the grapes from wines. So, first they took the grapes from the vineyard that we have seen, and they put in these buckets that are called, in Sicilian, are called the panari. And they took grapes and they threw it here. After, they stomp on the grapes, and it will make juice that goes from there, from here, and also from there to here. Yeah, as you can see, it's a bit deeper here, because they didn't waste anything. So the left wine, they picked it up and they used this. So also after they stamped, while they stamped, they sang. So because when here is come the fermentation of the grapes, so the transformation from the sugar from alcohol. So they make CO2. So when you run out of breath, it's not because you can't sing. It's because you are inhaling too much CO2 into your lungs.
Right.
So you have to take a breath of oxygen, and then another person will come in. So this was like an environment warming from you, because your body is like, oh my God, you can stop, please, because I need oxygen.
Here was once a river, but it dried out. So this was actually the road that the donkeys took the grapes into town, into the center of Via Grande, where they were processed. These wines are 100 years old. They're the oldest one here. And here's the gate to the donkey road. I want to show you guys this wall right here. It's made out of lava. And it has withstood the test of time. Any earthquake, anything. Nothing can move these rocks from thousands of years ago. Cotogne. And what do you make with it? You can eat it.
Yes.
Look at this.
You can walk everywhere.
This vineyard was bought about 40 years ago. because the father wanted to have some wine for the family and friends. Well, then they discovered the wine is really good from these grapes, and they started going commercial. And in fact, they're the first organic vineyard on this part of Etna.
It's 3,000 years ago lava rocks. On the bottom is about 50,000 years ago. This is what you have in the mountain. All around the area of Etna, you see, you have several kind of eruptions. It can be younger, red is about 300 years old, yellow, orange is older lava. And when you dig, you can find this 1,000 years ago.
I just love the philosophy of this vineyard. They're just caretakers of the earth. Everything was here before them, and everything will be here after them. That's why they are completely organic. No chemicals. All right, now I'm going to take you around to show some of the fruits, vegetables, and other types of vegetation they grow here. And this is a chestnut tree. It's about mid-September, and in a couple of weeks these will be ready. There's olive trees here, pomegranate trees, cherry trees, chestnut trees, kiwi trees, and all types of other vegetations. And it's very interesting here, they grow the red and the white together.
Basil, almonds, pineapples.
Wow.
These are cherry tomatoes.
Wow.
It's a Sicilian pesto.
Sicily.
It's integrale with the sesame seed. This is a semolina bread. And
Semolina bread.
buckwheat.
Buckwheat. And the caponata.
I used to have semolina bread.
Grilled
Seeded
mushrooms.
semolina.
And this is what you call an Esther salad. With the mushrooms.
It's a perfect meal for
And
your
the caponata.
backyard.
Wasn't she incredible? 13-year-old. Her English is great. I'm telling you, she's destined for something big. But I want to just say one thing that, during our tours, one of our most popular tours is the Etna Day, where we take you to non-touristy little villages around Etna, Via Grande, Tre Castagni, Petara, and we make our way up to Refugio Sapienza, where in the town of Nicolosi, where you can walk around some of the craters. There's easy ones, there's harder ones, and then when we make our way down, we stop at a vineyard to give you a full Etna day. We finish off with Etna wines and an Etna lunch.
You could even go climbing the part of the volcano there. Some of the people always take off. If you're going to do that, watch out the time of the year. If it's in the fall, make sure you bring something nice to wear, like a sweater or something.
Don't go up there in December.
Don't go up there in
Don't
December,
go up
because we
there
don't
in
go up there
January.
in the wintertime, because pretty much the roads get slick, so we're not into that.
Well, windy and cold and.
But getting
just not
back to the
vineyard.
boys at the vineyard, that's one of the. There are a million vineyards, all right, around Etna, and they are, along with my friends up in Randazzo.
Castiglione de Sicilia.
Who?
Castiglione de Sicilia.
What's the name of it?
Alcantara.
What's
Imperiato.
favorite one?
Oh,
the two boys.
Gambini Vini.
Gambini Vini is there, and the other two that she mentioned. There are 4 outstanding, maybe 8 outstanding vineyards in that area. And what's the difference between the vineyards from Etna and, say, the vineyards from the West Coast? Well, we have Mount Etna there, which nourishes the soil. Am I correct in saying that? It's a lot different. It's a special place, that Etna, and there's a lot of other things to do besides just Etna there. You can
Well,
bike,
wait a sec. Etna.
horse ride,
You can ski.
you can
4-wheel.
paraglide, hike,
Lots
go
of
pick
activities.
mushrooms if you want. There's a million things to do in that.
Actually, right now is the season. In about 2 weeks or after next rain, they're going to start picking the chestnuts. And my driver said they already picked all the Puccini mushrooms. So if you're watching this, we're taping this mid-September, just to give you a little bit of perspective. But Etna, too, you can go camping. There's just a lot of activities to do. And it's a great place for any age, right? So if you have young kids, or if you're older and you want to just sit around and enjoy the beautiful views, definitely Etna is a must do. But can I get back to Elena and the vineyard? They
Sure.
do such a good job with, explaining the vineyard. Not just, I'm sure you guys, if you're watching, you've been to a million vineyards, but it's very different the way they do it. We do a walking tour and they explain the earth, and I love their philosophy about we are caretakers of the earth. We're just passing through, and so we better take care of it. It's organic wine, it's good wine, and then you see that lava, that lasagna lava, I call it, with the different layers of Etna. That is something very unusual that I've never seen in any other vineyards. And of course, the palmento, very cool place.
Special people, special places today that we showed you, and we just wanted to give you a little bit of taste, so to speak, of what it's like coming to Sicily in this time of the year, which is late summer and the beginning of early fall. It's just knock your eyeballs right out of your
All
head.
right, talking about knocking your eyeballs right out. Okay, this is what Alfred's drinking. Where's your drink?
I found, Esther,
Show
at
them
your place,
drink.
Pocky Poco, ginger beer.
I've never even seen
It's
it.
non-alcoholic, of course.
Analcoholic.
And this is the prime ingredient in New England. It's called a Moscow Mule.
All over the United States, they're
A
drinking
little bit
that.
of, I put a little bit of lemon juice in here. I put vodka and ginger beer. This is the first time I've ever had a Moscow Mule, because I could never find ginger beer. And now I know where, and it is delicious.
We keep saying this, but there's so many new products, and I know you're going to hate to hear this, but I have to tell you, American products like that are starting to infiltrate.
Is that an
all
American
this-
product, though?
Ginger beer is an American product, no matter how you look at it.
didn't
Ginger
know that.
beer is an American idea,
But that
unless I'm
says
wrong.
birra,
But-
birra. It says like has Italian words on
Okay,
it.
well, let's see where. Anyway, Pringles and
Don't tell me it was
Doritos.
manufactured in frickin' China, please. I'll kill myself.
No, I
Does it
can't
say?
see. Made in Italy.
Made in Italy. Okay.
Yeah, but it's made
Nothing
in
wrong with
Italy.
that.
Nothing wrong with
With-
that. Anyway, so a lot of American products, and people love that,
I love
We
that.
drove, well, you love that, right. As we always say, people like what they don't have here, so anything American product, people want to get.
I want to give a quick thank you to all the folks that have been watching our videos. We got a note today. What's the name of our pals that are on Roku television there?
DBNA TV on Roku, Amazon Prime. It's called DBNA.
We were
No,
notified.
DB Television. He changed it. He
DB?
used to- do you know who DB was, David Berner? He was my second agent. If you guys don't know that, I used to be in TV. I was an anchor and a reporter at ABC affiliates and PBS affiliates, and he was my last agent, and now he started an online TV station. Well, it's online, but you can see it on Amazon, on Roku, so on your smart TV. What is it
YouTube.
called? The smart TV?
Right.
No, we want to keep them here for YouTube. But if you have
That's
a
okay
smart
though. But
TV,
they're on at 10:30. We've been notified. We're airing every night at 10:30. Am I correct in saying that?
10:30 p.m.
So if you're bored and we're not on, you can just go, and if you have Roku or Amazon Prime or Fire Stick or whatever the hell it's called, you know what it's called, and you could watch us. And I'm really happy. I'm thankful for David to do that. And she always says to me that she was on the NBC affiliate.
ABC.
ABC. There's something I've never told Esther, but I'll tell you. Did you know that my picture used to be hanging on every post office in the United States?
Do you know how this is going to end? Because I do.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Wait a sec. We're not
wait.
done yet.
Oh,
We're not
excuse
done
me.
yet.
Okay.
For a change, I have one last thing to say. I just want to say, with our tours, and we showed you Taormina and we showed you Etna, I like to create our tours to give a little bit of a mix where we go to touristy, must-see places and really non-touristy places like the Etna villages. I mean, really going to your ancestral hometown of Tre Castagni, going to Via Grande, those are really places that don't see many tourists, and I like to support them. And I like for you to see, if you come on our tours, how everyday Sicilians live.
Even if you don't come on our tours,
We'll take you with us on our videos.
right, I just want you to watch the videos. We've got a lot of people who will never be able to get here from one reason or the other. I make these videos. I sit right here in this seat that someday will be encased in gold and put into the Hall of Fame. I sit here for one reason, to describe Sicily through my eyes and to a certain limited extent Esther's eyes, but primarily my eyes, for your benefit. That's why I do it.
What do you mean preliminary, your eyes?
Well, because sometimes
keep
you
the
see
videos.
things and you see things and I see things, and we see kind of like different things.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's
I agree
why
with you.
we have you, me, and Sicily. Works well. Thank you for being here just in time for that dog that's going to start barking. And we'll see you on another video.
Benedina.
Oh, we got it done just
We
in
got
time.
it done. There he goes again. The guy just let the dog out. Ciao,
Thank
ciao.
you so much for watching. See you in another video.